Who said they don't make good movies anymore? Challengers, a 2024 romantic sports drama directed by Luca Guadagnino, best known for his award-winning film Call Me By Your Name, features cinematography by Thai cinematographer Soyombu Mukdipram. Starring Zendaya, Josh O'Connor, and Mike Feist, the story revolves around a love triangle set against the backdrop of the competitive world of professional tennis. Zendaya plays Tashi, a former tennis prodigy turned coach who manages her husband Art's career, played by Mike Feist. As Art's career begins to decline, Tashi enters him into a challengers tournament where he must compete against her former lover and his ex-best friend Patrick, portrayed by Josh O'Connor. The film delves into themes of love, rivalry, and the pressures of high-stakes sports. There's a lot more going on with the movie than what meets the eye, or at the very least, how the producers chose to portray the film. In a press conference for the film, producer Rachel O'Connor expressed her frustration that modern commercial films rarely focus on adult relationships and sex. She wanted to see more intimacy and romantic tension on screen.
It is very rare that commercial movies are about adult relationships and about sex. And I was sick of it. So I thought it was high time that people kiss in movies and more, and there was no better director to bring that to life than Louis.
I have to agree with her that the slow eroticism and naughtiness, reminiscent of movies like Cruel Intentions or Wild Things, is a lost art. While Challengers is no Wild Things, tennis has an undeniable allure, partly due to its mystery, as it's not as celebrated as football, basketball, and soccer. It's also often seen as a leisurely sport of the upper class. But tennis is definitely sexy. From the one-on-one intense nature of the sport, to the tiny outfits for both men and women, to playing in the sun with sweat glistening on their bodies. The colors, the angular lines of the court, the full-body intense huffs, moans, and grunts from players as they swing at a ball. Challengers showcases all of these with its cinematography and soundtrack, down to the gentle blowing of Tashi's short skirt as Art and Patrick watch her from the stands. The movie isn't filled with sex scene after sex scene, yet the strong sexual tension between the three leads is present throughout the entire film. The film explores intense personal and professional rivalries, adding an element of passion and desire. The theme of competition and ambition often coincides with sexual tension between the characters, as Tashi even discusses this in the movie. Featuring three gorgeous actors, looking sprightly, seemingly young, dumb, and full of you-know-what, Challengers makes you fantasize about what could potentially happen between this throuple. Set with a 1970s porn-esque soundtrack, complete with film grain, Challengers is reminiscent of the recent past, something you might watch in a grindhouse theater. These establishments were dedicated to screening pornographic movies and often had an unsavory reputation due to the explicit content that they featured. The filmmakers definitely played this aspect of the film up in its promotion. The image of Zendaya sitting on a bed in the middle between Josh and Mike went viral on the internet, with many women in the comments confessing their secret fantasy of having such a tryst. The scene takes a turn when Tashi sits on the bed confidently and tells the boys, "Come here." Careful not to be specific. These guys are best friends, but couldn't be more different in their approach. Art is patient, hopeful, and childlike, while Josh is hungry, experienced, and arrogant. When Tashi kisses Art first, Josh watches them intently, waiting for his turn. Tashi flings back her hair, signaling for the boys to kiss her neck. They become slaves to their desire for her, and she knows it. She looks up at the ceiling and laughs because she has these two right where she wants them. This scene is a girl boss power fantasy, plain and simple. Art and Josh end up kissing each other and then backing away nervously. No, come back here. Tashi brings them back together into the kiss before leaning back and watching with a mischievous grin. These are her toys, her boy toys. Being an attractive, successful, talented career woman with men falling at her feet to worship her, scrambling for a chance to be with her, curtailing to her every whim while she truly couldn't care less. Challengers plays on the old adage that a man should always love a woman more than she loves him. This dynamic plays out throughout the film, not only during this tryst, but also in the relationship between Tashi and Art. The concept of only one woman being at the center of a sexual experience with more than one man has always been extremely taboo. The women who desire such an encounter often keep this fantasy to themselves. This situation is one of few that is rarely ever depicted on film. In fact, there's only one that I can think of. The scene is reminiscent of a famous scene from another movie, Y Tu Mama Tambien, which plays out this fantasy exactly. Zendaya playing such a role, as she's one of America's current sweethearts, perhaps may bring about a destigmatization surrounding this topic. At the end of the play session, Tashi lets them know that she will give her number to whoever wins the match the next day, further showing that this is just a game to her. I don't think Tashi likes either of these men. She just likes whoever likes her and worships her the most, like a true princess, and Art ends up being that guy. Homoeroticism and suggestions play out between Art and Josh many times throughout the film. They have an intense bond and share an interesting yet complicated past. The lines of friendship and romantic attraction are often blurred. It reminded me at times of storylines from Japanese yaoi mangas that I secretly read as a teen. From their co-conspiring on how they will lay Tashi, perhaps even together, to them biting off each other's food, to the stories of how Art learned to do things with himself after being trained by Josh. Guadagnino's direction amplifies this tension with close-ups, lingering glances, and scenes that highlight their physical proximity and chemistry. There was always a tension between these two that Tashi could see, and she wanted to not only release it, but be a part of it. In a perfect world, Tashi would probably have both Josh and Art as her partners, and maybe that does happen after the credits have rolled. But we'll have to leave that up to our imaginations, I guess. Challengers is a masterful exploration of sport, competition, sacrifice, loss, sensuality, power dynamics, blasts from the past, and the complexities of adult relationships. Luca, with his distinct directorial style, has created a film that not only captivates with visual and auditory aesthetics, but also challenges societal norms about love, desire, and ambition. The chemistry between Zendaya, Josh, and Mike is palpable, and it draws you into their web of passion and competition. Suggestiveness and blatantly erotic storylines have lost their footing in the current movie landscape, where studios want every film to be a billion-dollar franchise. Hopefully, Challengers signifies an impending renaissance to films that prioritize telling stories about the complexity and intensity found in genuine human connections. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave a comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of Challengers, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next one.